What are standard real estate commissions when I'm going to sell my house and when I'm going to go buy a house, and how does that affect my financing? If you're getting ready to list your home and you have some questions about what the commission would be for agents, then I'm here to tell you that the average standard, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, is around 6%. And within that 6%, typically the seller, you, would be compensating your listing agent and then also the buyer's agent. So however that 6% or around that number is divided is up to your listing agent, and that's how they would advertise it in MLS.
Perfect. So it's not a one size fits all. The average is 6%, can be higher, can be lower, and then really the agents negotiate amongst themselves how that percentage is split up, right?
I mean, typically it's decided
By the listing
up
agent.
front and it's in the listing agreement and it's advertised that way. But does commission get negotiated at times? Yes. But typically you have that information ironed out at the beginning.
Okay, good. That's and usually that's in your listing agreement, right? So the seller knows full transparency ahead of time what they can expect to come off at the top.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, what about buyer's agent commission? So right now it's a hot topic in the industry where buyer's agents aren't being compensated properly by the seller. They're being offered 0.5% or $1 I've seen. So how does that work if you're a buyer's agent and the seller's not going to be compensating you as the industry standard suggests?
So unfortunately, it's a conversation that we do have to have with our buyers when you're starting to work with them. As an agent, I never want to stand in the way of getting my client into a home because of compensation, right? But at the same time, everybody goes to work, 9 to 5, salary, whatever their schedule is, and that's their livelihood. So we do have to have conversations with our buyers that if we're not being compensated appropriately, which again, the standard rate would be 3%, whether it's a little bit more, a little bit less, again, situational. But we would need to know that we're going to be compensated. If the seller's not going to do it for us, then the buyer would make up the difference.
And typically from the loan side of things, we can do that in a few different ways. We can have that financed into the loan, so you're just borrowing a little bit more money, which is really going to only change the monthly payment by 25 to 50 bucks typically, so it's not a huge swing. Or if the buyer's buying cash, or if they don't want to add it to their loan, they can just bring it out of pocket. So there are options, and like you said, it's just to be compensated fairly when the seller's side is not doing so.
Right. And I believe we did do a video on what is the importance of a buyer's agent. So definitely look into our grid for that, because that's kind of like a segue into this. Well, do I even need to have a buyer's agent?
Right.
And I think that it's absolutely necessary. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out and I'll send you the old video so you can refer to it.
Thanks, guys.